7th most booming town in America right now. Yes, Menifee, California. I stated that in my new construction video of Menifee, California, right? 7th most booming town. Now, what does that mean? Well, in this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you the pros and the cons of living in Menifee, California. I will give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, I did give you some last year in 2022, but now I want you to prepare for what's 2023 going to look like for Menifee and what it has to offer. So stay tuned because we're gonna get after it right now. So if this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything that there is about living, eating, breathing, playing in Menifee, California, then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Menifee, California. Now, my name is Jonathan. We get calls, texts, emails every single day from people just like you looking to make their moves, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're deciding to move in 9 days or 90 days, you can always give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule a Zoom down below. We would love to help you make that smooth move out here to the beautiful city of Menifee, California. Now, full disclosure, I recently moved to Menifee, California. I'm looking at the opportunity. I'm looking at what the price of the housing is, and it's really caught my attention. Now, I've been kind of more leaning towards, I've loved my city of Marietta, California. I just have. And I just thought about it and it made sense for me. And for the long term, I'm looking at Menifee as more of a city with a lot of potential that has a lot of growth into it. And so I recently made the move to Menifee, California. I did. And you know what? I'm loving it. Even though I work here a lot of the days, Menifee is just something spectacular that I'm just looking to see something in the near couple of years. So it's going to be exciting. Now, I know for those of you that don't know Menifee quite well, let me give you some education. Last year, when I gave you the pros and cons, I gave you a little bit of, a little need to know. The population back then was a little under 100. Now, this year, the population looks like it's sitting right at 105, 106. 106,000 people are now living in Menifee, California, and it's only getting higher, right? So yes, it's only getting higher. It's growing rapidly. We're seeing a lot of stuff happen. There's over 20 communities of new construction being built right now as I am speaking. So that just comes to show you Menifee is gonna grow, and it's gonna grow significantly. It's gonna surpass the cities of Marietta. It's gonna surpass the cities of Temecula when it comes to population. In my eyes, I'm gonna see Menifee as kind of a smaller Corona, California. That's my prediction. Now, I might be wrong. Now, if you know anything about Corona, California, it's pretty populated. It's a pretty big city. Now, Menifee has that land to build on. So that's one of those things that I'm like, wow, with 20 new communities currently building in Menifee, they're starting to bring more stores, medical facilities. They're even adding a ramp to one of the streets out here for those of you driving on the interstate, those exits of Newport, McCall, and Scott Road that majority of the people use in Menifee, it's not cutting it, right? So they're gonna add another ramp, and I believe it's gonna be on Holland Road, if that's what they said. So Holland Road is gonna have a new ramp built on it, so you can get off of that. So that's gonna be an exciting news. So we're seeing a lot of activity in Menifee, California. Now, what I really want to do is I want to share with you the good and I want to share with you the bad, right? Because there's obviously going to be some great coming with Menifee, but along with some bad, so that we have to expect. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into our pros now. I'm going to start with our desserts. So let's go on to pro number 1. So here we are, pro number 1 of living in Menifee, California, and that is going to be its affordability, right? Now, compared to other similar cities of its size within Southern California and California in general, Menifee, California actually ranks a lot better when it comes to affordability, offering a lower cost of living as well as, you know, affordable housing prices and rental prices. And so that's always something to consider. Well, you might be thinking, well, Jonathan, there's other cities a little bit smaller that are more affordable, such as Beaumont, California, Hemet, California, San Jacinto, maybe Paris, California. Yes, I understand there is more affordable cities, but compared to its size, how big Menifee, California is, it's actually a really affordable city, and the location and what it has to offer is even that more appealing. I mean, you're in Menifee, you can be in the wineries in about 25 minutes, right? So the wineries of Temecula, and you can go to Marietta, or you can go 30 minutes up the road to Riverside, California. Not a lot of cities offer that are this big, that are still affordable. So that's one of the great reasons why Menifee is, you know, really appealing when it comes to affordability. So that's going to cover pro number 1. On to pro numero dos. Pro number 2 of living in Menifee, California. That is going to be its rapid growth in the community. Now, that was already brought up in the beginning. Now, I definitely want to mention it because, yes, that is a big pro of, you know, Menifee, California. It's that it's rapidly growing, and we can see communities, we can see neighborhoods coming and flourishing. We can see other, you know, outlets, shopping centers, different facilities, community things being built, and so that's a great thing. Now, in my personal opinion, I'm just waiting for the city of Menifee, sorry, Menifee, and I live here, and I messed it up. Anyways, what I was saying, I'm waiting for the city of Menifee to be like, let's open up a movie theater, let's start building a shopping center, like, oh well, like a shopping mall, not a shopping center. We already have that, but it's just, you know, my vision and my hopes and dreams for Menifee is like, hey, okay, cool, we're gonna get a nice, real good movie theater, maybe small little amusement park, like Marietta has Mulligan's Family Fun Center, which is really cool, right? It doesn't take a whole lot, you know, that's what I'm hoping for. Nothing in the plans that I know of just yet, but yes, they still are building different facilities. I know they're building different medical facilities, and they've already built the town center, and they might just be adding to that. Again, they're adding that extra ramp on the interstate, which is gonna be amazing, especially if you live in Menifee. Whew, you know what I'm talking about, because Newport can get pretty crazy, and then sometimes Scott Road is a little bit too south, and then McCall's a little bit too north, so they definitely need to add that ramp. So that is going to cover pro number 2. On to pro number 3. Pro number 3 of living in Menifee, California, and that is going to be, it's a family-friendly community. Now, it really is a family-friendly community, so they have different playgrounds, parks, all these things throughout the city of Menifee, which is a great thing, and they're starting to add more. So yes, Menifee is a very family-friendly community. So if you are, you know, that family that has a couple of kids here and there, and you're looking for a family-friendly community, this is the place. It is a very family-friendly community, and that's one of the big reasons I actually decided to make my move to Menifee, is because I do have children. I am a family man, and I like my kids to go around and exert their energy so they can come home and take a good nap, right? So that's what I do personally love about Menifee, is that it does have that as an option. So that's one thing to consider. It is a very family-friendly community. So if you're looking to move to Menifee and you're my neighbor, by all means, you can always come to the kickouts and barbecues and movie nights. So yeah, so that is going to cover pro number 3. On to pro number 4. Pro number 4 of living in Menifee. So it has great climate. So if you've watched my previous videos of Menifee, you know there's a Mediterranean style type of climate. For those of you that are not from the area and don't know what I'm really talking about, Mediterranean climate, or maybe you're coming from a different city or a different state or a different country, whatever the case may be, a Mediterranean climate is just essentially it doesn't get too hot, but it doesn't get too cold. It kind of stays, fairly warm and, fairly cold during the winter, but not extremely hot, not extremely cold. So that's something major to consider, right? We are in California, right? Southern California is notorious for its beautiful, amazing weather closer to the coast. Now, we're a little bit further inland from the coast, but we still have that amazing Mediterranean climate. Now, I'm not going to say that you're not going to have some hot summer days like we did last year for about 2 to 3 weeks when we had that big heat wave. No, we definitely will have some days out of the year that will be a little bit hotter than normal, and that's something to expect. On average, it's no more than 21 days throughout the year that it does get extremely hot. So that is something major to really consider if you are one of the people that do consider weather and climate kind of a change for you, a big change, right? Especially if you're coming from the coast and you don't want to sacrifice, let's say, for example, your Carlsbad, California, beautiful weather, right? Because I know for a fact Carlsbad, California, because I've researched it, has a 9.6 out of 10 on the weather index rating for comfortability. It means you have some great weather, right? Well, you're not going to get a 9.6 out of 10 in Menifee. You're probably going to get more of an 8.9, 8.6. So, it's a little bit of a change, but again, it's not brutal. It is not bad. So that right there is going to cover all our pros of living in Menifee, California. Now let's go on to our veggies. Let's get into the cons, a little bit of the bad, right? A little bit of the ugly. On with con number 1. Con number 1 of living in Menifee, California, and I'll be very honest with you, it has limited entertainment options, right? Me coming from my beautiful city of Marietta and always having Marietta and Temecula as my entertainment hub, right? Menifee, for as large as it is, doesn't have the variety of options that similar cities of its size has yet, right? So again, it is a rapid growing city. So they're trying to keep up with the demand, but that's always something to consider. Personally, I still love to go to my movie theaters in Marietta. Cal Oaks movie theater. It's just the most amazing movie theater in the world because I like going out with the lady and having a date night, right? Now, other things such as, again, like I mentioned, the Mulligan's Family Fun Center, or maybe, the Promenade Mall in Temecula, or the awesome wineries in Temecula, Old Town Temecula, or maybe even Paris, California has a Drop Zone water park, just a little water park where you can go and have fun for the day, right? These things is what I'm talking about, is the limited options for entertainment. Now, as of yet, there's not a whole lot going on. There is a lot of nature trails, motocross type of trails and activities, because we are hooked kind of a little bit with Lake Elsinore and Wildomar, which is a big thing, and there's a big hub for motorsports. So if you are into that, there's that option. Again, you do have those parks and some a little bit of recreational activities, but not a whole lot of options just yet. So that is something to consider. So if you're looking to move to Menifee and having this blast, I hate to burst your bubble, but you might have to drive 15 minutes south to get all those stuff that you really want done, or about 30 minutes north. I'm just being very honest with you. Limited entertainment options when it comes to living in Menifee, but hey, you can make it your own whatever. So if you're not an outdoor person that really likes to go out and do entertainment things, perfect. This might be an ideal place for you, because Mother Nature is a thing here, and outdoor living is more of a trend out here than other similar cities of its size. So that is why we are calling that as con number 1. That is limited entertainment options. Moving on with con number 2. Con number 2 of living in Menifee, California, and that is going to be its crowded development, right? Again, with its rapid growth in population and its just rapid growth overall of Menifee, California, yes, there tends to be a crowded development area. So again, the city of Menifee is trying to keep up pace with everything that's going on. But you will know, especially if you are living and you're a resident of Menifee, if you were here 10, 15, even 20 years ago, right, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There wasn't a whole lot going on throughout the roads. There wasn't a whole lot of traffic. Nowadays, it's getting a little bit more congested, a little bit more crowded, especially around the shopping, the town centers and stuff like that. So you know what I'm talking about. It is starting to get a little bit more of a crowded development. Now, as time progresses and things start to expand, that might dwindle down just a bit. But as of now, yes, it is more of a crowded development currently, just because of all the ongoing construction and all, you know, the exodus of people that are leaving other areas, flocking into Menifee, California. So that is, if you're not one of those that are into that, just know that you move into Menifee, you might be in a little bit of crowded area for just a little bit. So that is something to consider. So that is con number 2. On to con number 3. Con number 3. Now, I mentioned this con in my last video, and it's still here to this day on this video. Right now, con number 3 is going to be limited job opportunities. For being as big as it is, the main employers of Menifee, California are school teachers, are medical, you know, police and city officials, etc., etc. So that is one thing to consider. There is a lot of residents that do commute outside of the city of Menifee to go to work, such as, you know, bigger cities, maybe into Marietta or Temecula, even San Diego, and even north as well to Riverside, some parts of, you know, Los Angeles or Orange County. So again, that's something major to consider. It is a limited job opportunity, especially if you're coming from different areas. I've had people coming from the Bay Area and they work in the tech industry or this, that, or the other. Well, there's not a whole lot of tech going on here. I will be quite honest with you. So that's something to consider. Now, if you work from home or you work remote, then Menifee just might be the ideal place for you. So that's just, again, something to consider. Because of the limited job opportunities, you can expect longer commute times as well. So the average US American commute time, give or take, is about 26 minutes one way. Now you look at a move to Menifee, now that might be bumping up to about 32 minutes, 31 to 32 minutes on a commute time. So yes, a little bit above the national average. So again, something major to consider. Now that's going to cover all of our cons of living in Menifee, California, and all our pros. So now what we're going to do is a little recap of the pros and the cons, good and the ugly, of living in Menifee, California. That way you can decide whether or not Menifee, California is the place for you and your family. So moving on to the recap. Now, recap time. Now, Menifee, California, it is a great city. Bottom line, it is a great city, and there is a reason that is the 7th most booming town in all America right now, right? So yes, it does have its pros, it does have its cons. I think the pros definitely outweigh the cons. The affordability is one of the major factors, to be quite honest, of why people are moving to Menifee, right? But it's also the opportunity that comes with that affordability, right? And the growth that it has, right? As long as you can temporarily get over the fact that there is limited entertainment options currently, right? It might be a little bit congested again currently, right? But as they continue to grow and expand, we can see Menifee just flourish and grow into a beautiful city that it already is. And I'm coming to love the city of Menifee and everything that it has to offer. So that's a great thing. And again, I'm not too far from other larger cities that are, similar to its size, or just, larger cities in general, like Riverside or maybe Temecula, Marietta, right? So I'm not too far from all the things that I still want to do. If I need to go shopping or I need to go to the mall, I know it's 20 minutes down the road for me in Temecula, California, which is not bad whatsoever. Or if I still want to go to the movie theater, take 10-15 minutes down the road, I'm there. Or other options such as bowling, axe throwing, right? Or just hanging out with my friends, going to escape rooms, or just enjoying a night out and going to the bars. It's all fairly close. So that's one of the great things that I do love about Menifee, is where it is centrally, well, not centrally, but southernly kind of located within the Riverside County, but Southern California in general. So overall, Menifee, it is a great city, growing city, and we look forward to it. Now that's going to cover all of this video, and if you have questions, comments, or concerns, you definitely want to just put that comment down below, and we would love to help you make that smooth move to Menifee, California. Thank you for watching Living in South California.